can forgive me. Hello, Scoobies. How are you all doing? We need to have a conversation today. Sometimes you have to be completely honest in everything. And sometimes you have to lie to yourself about a lot of things. But today is not one of those things where we lie to ourselves. Today's the day where we tell the truth about our fraudulent behavior. You're like, what is going on? I have been suffering from imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome can come on for a variety of reasons. You feel like you're just not good enough. You feel like you don't deserve this, that you just, no matter how hard you work, you'll just never be good enough. And that is a really crappy feeling to have. You can get it in any field of work. I read most about it, most about it in software development, and it's not pretty. Then we're crossed with the Eight of Swords upside down, and you're like, okay. And I'm like, well, honey, that's because we're allowing it to control our lives, right? We don't want things to control our lives, but we're allowing this imposter syndrome to control our lives. But our foundation is a Ten of Cups, right? And we're happy. Like, there's happiness here. And there's love and abundance and friendships and relationships and just all kinds of things, right? And we don't feel like we know how to start anything. Like, if we start something, will it die away? Will it go away? Will it die? What will happen, right? But we started this journey back when I started this job. Look at this fool, right? Walking off cliff, long nights, no vacation time, amazing pay, exhausted and burnt out a year later. Started that journey like a fool. And now where am I? Now I don't know how to speak my own truth. Do you remember when my videos used to have some substance to them? They used to have substance. They used to be honest and they used to be real. I used to preach. Right? I used to preach. Now it's just Cindy Lou Who and Facebook groups, and I used to educate. I used to entertain people. I used to be inspired. Now I'm just empty and void. But in regards to my work, I put everything in place. Right? It's the 3, not the 2. We're not planning anymore. We're not preparing anymore. Everything's in place. And it's like, now's the time to get invested in other things. Change your energy, shift your energy. But I've been a fraud. I've lied to all of you. There's nothing to do in my craft. I don't know what to do. Oh, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. There's so much to do. There just is. But I've lied to every one of you. And said that there's nothing to do in my craft because I have everything that I want. Well, if I had everything that I wanted, I wouldn't be making YouTube videos and I'd be sitting on a giant pile of money. And guess what? But I've neglected my spirits. I've neglected everything. Because I went and I begged and I pleaded and I screamed and I yelled and I cried and I teared and blah, 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 to Morgan and Clonic. I need a job. I need a stable, secure job. tear my life apart. They tore it all apart and they wrecked it. But I got what I wanted. I got exactly what I wanted. And I stopped. I just stopped practicing my craft. I just stopped. I just completely stopped. I got everything I wanted. But I still make YouTube videos. It's like, you're not a witch anymore, honey. You stopped. You can't stop. You can't stop being a witch. But you can stop practicing. And I stopped because I was so afraid that if I did anything at all, if I took a day off, if I breathed in the wrong direction, that they could just take it all away. That they gave this to me, they said, here you go. And then they could just take it all away, and I would lose that. And I hoarded everything. I hoarded pennies and dimes and everything. I'm sitting on a nice chunk of savings, but I hoarded everything. And I'm afraid to spend it, I'm afraid to touch it, I'm afraid to look at it. I'm afraid to have anything to do with it. But I've worked so hard and I've neglected my spirits. And I've neglected the Morrigan, and I've neglected my demons, and I neglected you guys. We make all these crappy live videos talking about nothing. More Facebook drama over and over again. I've lost my connection with lunar wisdom. I don't know what happened to that. Solitary slips away from me. Right? Like I'm losing all of this. I'm losing this because I've neglected it. Because I've been working so hard for so long. And recently something happened in my job. And the way that it happened made me want to quit. I quit that day. I quit the day the CEO called me and we had that conversation. I quit. In my brain, I quit. Oh, I felt relief. I felt relief. I didn't physically quit, just in my brain I quit. But I knew I couldn't. I couldn't actually quit. I can't actually quit because I love my job. I love my job. I love doing what I do. I like the people that I work for. They're not scheming and maniacal. They're not crazy. But I was so burnt out and I was so exhausted that I couldn't see. I couldn't see that. So I didn't handle the situation the way that I wanted to. I mean, I handled the situation professionally, but I didn't handle the situation in the best professional way. And so I quit in my brain. So I went to my boss the next day and I said, I need time off. Because I'm not okay. Okay? I mean, upside down 5 of Pentacles. I'm spiritually poor because I neglected them and I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I don't know how to reach out. Okay? I'm afraid. I'm honestly fucking terrified. I don't know how to reconnect. I'm still a witch. I know how to do things. But I'm not the witch I used to be. I'm not the one who could speak my truth and be honest and not be afraid and say fuck you to anybody who didn't like anything. Right? I'm not that person anymore. I'm this weird individual who just isn't right. This isn't right. It's turned me into this. It's not that this is an outcome, it's that this is who I am. 4 of Pentacles. You're like, oh, okay, so you live paycheck to paycheck. No, learn how to read tarot cards. yes, but also learn how to read tarot cards. I took the system and I basically handled the situation where it was like, no, this is mine. Fuck off. You're not touching it. That's how I handled it. It's not who I am at all. I've been noticing that my views are so down. Like, so down. 40 people watch a video in a week compared to what it used to be a couple of weeks ago, where it was like 120 people would watch a video in a week. And most of you don't get notifications that my videos have gone out. Or you tell me, oh, well, you haven't posted in a month. It's like, honey. Honey. Right? So I've turned to this person who is spiritually poor and is a fraud. Because I pass myself off as a witch, but a witch does not neglect their craft. Does not let life interfere with their craft. Right? Like, you don't stop being a Christian because you take a full-time job. You just go to church on Sundays. And instead of praying 83,000 times a day, maybe you only pray twice a day. I have completely neglected God if I was a Christian. Pray so hard to the fucker to get a job, and you get it. And then you just leave. Leave him. This is not who I am. I am the queen. I am Elsa. I am a cult leader. I am a witch. I am beautiful. I'm a troublemaker. I'm spicy. But I lost that long time ago. And I can still have my fucking cake and eat it too. In this particular situation. You know, there are situations where that sentence makes sense. And this is one of them. I can still be a witch, and I can still practice, and I can still share and educate and speak my truth and be honest and dedicate myself to my job. But in a way where it's not, if I don't do my job 120%, if I don't do it 300%, something's gonna take it away. I let my fear control me. And I neglected my craft. I'm a fraud. But we can fix this. We can fix this. Join me, Tubies. We're gonna fix this. I don't know how yet, but we're gonna fix this. So I took a week off of work. And we're gonna fix this. Because I'm emotionally and mentally and spiritually, well, not spiritually, but emotionally and mentally just burnt out. Just exhausted. Can't do my job right now. Can't think straight. So we're gonna see if witchcraft can help us. And that should help me reconnect with the spirits. But I'm a fraud. At least I can own that, right? I can own that I'm a fraud. Hope you can forgive me. But I've been a fraud. I've lied to all of you.